The U.S. government says it's working to harden the border crossing from Tijuana, Mexico, to prepare for the arrival of a migrant caravan of thousands of Central Americans. The caravan left shelters in the western city of Guadalajara today to head to their next destination. But there are many other smaller caravans that have spread out across Mexico. Customs and Border Protection says it's closing 4 lanes at the San Diego port of entry. They also said they would be installing new infrastructure to prepare for the potential safety and security the caravan could pose.
The question being asked across the country is what happens when they get to the border? Cronkite News reporter Charlene Santiago has the details on the plans the government has to detain the asylum seekers.
For 60 days, the government sought public comment on a plan to expand its ability to detain immigrant families and children. And for 60 days, it got comment after comment. More than 66,000 written statements were submitted by the time the commenting period ended earlier this month. That's about 1,100 comments a day. People were sharing their thoughts on a plan by the Department of Homeland Security and of Health and Human Services, which aims at getting around a court ruling that limits family detention.
We have 2 limitations currently with respect to family units. One is the amount of detention space for family residential centers, and the second is the Flores Settlement Agreement, which limits our ability to hold past 20 days.
The proposal comes as government agencies are grappling with a surge in immigration cases. Fiscal 2017 saw a 20% increase in unaccompanied children arriving at the border and a 42% increase in family apprehensions. Holding families longer would make it easier for the government to process their cases, but one expert said it could serve another goal in the administration's agenda.
The administration also sees detention as having a potential deterrent effect. If people in Central America hear that families are coming and they're being held in detention, effectively jail, they're less likely to come to the United States, at least in the administration's opinion.
Also in the works is a plan for DHS to license its own detention centers instead of having to rely on states to license them.
A lot of people would probably feel a lot better about it if there were an independent party that was overseeing this issue.
Government officials are required to review the thousands of comments and then publish a final draft of the regulation that could go into effect 45 days after its publication. But the plan is already facing legal challenges in court. In Washington, Charlene Santiago, Cronkite News.